A very good evening to class 8 student. Class 8 student, now we are in the third chapter. Dear students, class 8 student, before starting the revision, I tell you one thing. Only the third chapter and the fourth chapter are going to come in your exam, only two chapters. The third chapter is more about MS Access 2010. This one is the third chapter. And the fourth chapter, Introduction to HTML. HTML, all of you know the full form of HTML. Hypertext Markup Language. This one is the full form of HTML. This one is a programming language in which we are going to write the programming language in Notepad, and then after we'll save that file in the name of whatever we want, but the extension should be .html. Whenever we'll put the extension .html, it automatically convert file into a web file. So now let us start the third chapter. So we'll go for the revision of this chapter. More about MS Access. Students, in this chapter we'll read about identify relationships among multiple tables. Relationship uh, among multiple tables means whenever the relations are between the tables. Creating multiple tables in a database. Database, all of you know the meaning of the database. I already explained you. Some of the students who all are not coming, I'm going to tell you what is database. Database is a type of data in which we get some information like the name of the students and the marks or your date of birth. That one is a type of a database where we get the information about the students. So that one is called a database. Relationship between tables. Creating a query. Query means asking questions, means query. Specify multiple criterias. Forms, all of you know about the forms. All of you have seen so many type of forms are there. Reports. Reports means after doing a work we are going to send a report whatever we have done, right? So the conclusion of the work is called report. So now let us start the chapter. So students, now in this chapter, in introduction part, in the previous chapter we have learned to create a database and design table in it. In a previous chapter means before this chapter we have learned that how to create a database and design tables. Design means whenever we are going to give them a look, a type of look is called designing a table, right? We can add hundred and thousands of record in a table. It's up to you. You can add hundred and thousands of records in a table. You can now create a database of your school. In a school, in school also there is a database because in our school there are about 3 or 4 thousand students are there, and the name of the student and their fathers and mothers name and all that the information regarding their related to studies. You have stored information about all the students in a school. The number of records in the school table can be from 1000 to 5000 depending on the strength of your school. Similarly, if you're creating a table on Railway Reservation of India, it will contain thousands of record, right? We When we have such an enormous data to handle, find a specific data is difficult. Access means Microsoft Access offers us important features. So why we are using the software? Because Microsoft Access having that type of facility to offer us important feature like creating multiple tables. In Microsoft Access we are going to create the multiple tables in a single database, forming queries, developing forms and publishing report to simply the above task. Table, query, form and reports are database objects. They are the based on data. That's why it's called database objects. Why they are called the database object? Because these all reports are based on the data. That helps to store and retrieve data in a simplified and organized manner. Identify the relationship among the multiple tables. Identify means how you are going to find out that what is the relation between the multiple tables. Relation between multiple tables is very necessary because we get a data from the other table. How we get the data from the other table? If we have that type of relationships methods with us, then only we can relate our data to other mobile phone, other tables. So when I designed a database, the first step is to decide on the exact data that is to be stored in a table. This will help us determine the field and their corresponding data type. It required number of fields in a large number. It will be tedious tedious task to keep them all together in a single table. The next step will to be split fields whenever we are going to scatter them. We have to divide them. That means split into different groups. Keeping relevant field together, each group can form an individual table, but at the same time, it is necessary that the table are connected to each other. Whenever we are going to separate them, after that all, but the same table is necessary and the table are connected to each other. The connection has to be maintained, and this will link all the tables in a database. So this one is the relationship among the multiple tables. And benefits of using a relationship, why we are using the relationships of a table, why we are using. So the thing is that the benefits of using a relationship, keeping data separated in related table has the following benefits. What all are the benefits? The benefits are consistency, efficiency, comprehensibility. What does it means? The consistency means because each item of the data is recorded. Each item of the data is recorded only once in one table. There are fewer chance for any discrepancy. And efficiency means recording data in only one place means you use less disk space. Moreover, smaller tables tend to provide data more quickly than larger tables. And what does it mean? Comprehensibility. The design of the data is easier to understand if the fields are properly separated into tables. So, students, what all are the benefits of using a relationship? The benefits of using a relationship are consistency, efficiency, and comprehensibility. Consistency because each item of the data is recorded only once in one table. There are fewer chance for any discrepancy. Efficiency, recording data is only one place means you use less disk space. Moreover, small tables tend to provide data more quickly than larger tables. Comprehensibility, the design of the data is easy to understand if the fields are properly separated into tables. So these are the three benefits of using a relationship. Creating multiple tables in a database, we are going to create a multiple tables in a database. Why? A database is a Microsoft Access 2010 consists of tables. This table has fields in named of id. We can change the name of the table, all of you know that, and how we can do that, you know that. And also be predefined field id. In the previous chapter we have learned that we can add more field to the table and set their respective data types. Data can be added to the table and various tasks like searching, sorting, filtering and calculation can be performed. We will learn to create multiple tables in a database and then establish relationship between them. This is an outstanding feature of an RDBMS wherein we can link multiple tables of the database. So creating multiple tables in a database we can create the table in a design view and the add data in a data sheet view. Data can be added and manipulated only in the database data sheet view. Through the table we can design in both data sheet and design view. So these are the creating a multiple tables in a database. And relationship between tables, setting a relationship between tables means we have identified the fields that is common between the two tables. First of all, what we have to do, we have to that find out the fields that is coming common between two tables, but these two tables are independent and not connected to each other. So on the tab database tool on the ribbon in the relationship group, click on the relationship icon. But how we are going to take relationship between tables, what we need to do, to click on the relationship icon, then the show table window appear, then the dialog box that appears show the list of the tables in a database. Select the table that you want to add in the relationship and click on add button. In this example, select both the tables one by one and click on add. When both tables are added, relationship tab display both the tables with their field. On the design view, on the design tab of the ribbon under the tool group, click on edit relationship. Through edit relationship dialog box will appear. We can select the first table name under the table and query, and the table to be related and under related table query. Select the fields to related to under the table name. So these are the methods through which we are going to setting relationship between tables. Now creating a query. How to create a query? What does it mean? Query means whenever you are going to ask a questions are called queries. A query is a request for data in a database, for action on data, or for both. You can use a query to answer a simple questions, to perform calculation, to combine data from different tables, or even to add, change and delete table data. Queries that you use to retrieve data from a table or to make calculation are called select queries. Queries that add, change or delete data are called action queries. We can create a query to see the marks greater than 90 like this. So let us talk about some common fields. First of all, what is field? Field means it display the name of the field included in the query. And what is table? Table is displaying the name of the table of the above field. What is short? I already told you, some of the students know the meaning of the short. Whenever we are going to arrange the data in ascending or descending order is called shorter data. So let us talk about the definition of short. It is used to sort the above selected field in ascending or descending order. By default, query results are not sorted. Means query data is not sorted. If you want to sort that data, you can. Show. The check mark all of you have seen whenever you are going to fill a form through net, you have find out there are so many boxes are there. Whenever you are going to click on that square type of box, automatically a check mark is going on. In the same manner, show. The check mark is used to indicate that the field will be visible the result of the query. To hide the field during runtime, deselect the check mark by clicking it. So criteria. What is criteria? All of you know, I think you all students are that much mature that you know the meaning of the simple word criteria. That means whenever you are filling a form, जब भी आप कोई form भरते हैं, so there are the conditions you have to fulfill that criteria. आपको criteria fulfill करना होता है. For example, before going to give examination of army, you need to do minimum qualification is you have to 12th pass. So that one is the criteria. So here what does it means criteria? It is used to specify exactly the condition of the basis of which the record will be filtered in the query output. It is used to specify exactly the condition on the basis on which the record will be filtered in the query output. And this one is the criteria. And or all of you know that so many times you have find out this or options. Or option is coming in your exam also. When two questions are there, you have one option. It is used to specify multiple criteria. You have multiple options with you, you have to choose one of them. So student, you need to watch this video again and again, and you have to memorize the things so that you can write the answers of the questions. So that's all about today's class. Thank you, have a nice day, take care of yourself.